If you've been selling digital products online, planners, templates, ebooks, you already know the model works. You build once, you sell it over and over. That's the power of digital dropshipping. But at some point you hit this wall. You're making sales, but you're not making real money. You're grinding for $27 payments from people who aren't that serious, and it starts to feel like you're pushing a boulder uphill. That's when you realize it's not just about what you're selling, it's about who you're selling to. Because while most people are fighting for scraps selling to consumers, there's a smarter way, selling to coaches. These are people who already have businesses, they already have clients, and most importantly, they already need what you're selling. Whether it's a system that saves them time, a tool that improves client delivery, or a product that makes their service look more professional, they don't just want it, they'll actually use it, and they'll pay hundreds or thousands for it. That's what this video is about. I'm going to show you how to take the same skills you're already using to sell low-ticket digital products and use them to build one that coaches will gladly pay $500 to over $2,000 for. No personal brand required. Let's get into it. Here's the truth most people don't talk about. When you're selling low-ticket digital products to consumers, you're often solving a tiny problem for someone who doesn't even care that much. They're scrolling TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, bored, maybe curious, but they're not urgently trying to fix anything. And that's fine until you realize how much volume you need to make even $5,000 a month. Worse, the barrier to entry is zero. Anyone with a Canva account can copy exactly what you're doing and launch the same thing tomorrow. You're not building a business, you're fighting in a crowded sandbox. One of our students was in that same loop, selling PDFs, templates, and random planners. Some sales trickled in, but it never fully scaled. Then we had him shift his focus. Instead of targeting consumers, we had him create a real system for a niche of coaches, something they could use immediately inside their business to save time and get better results. His next sale, $2,000 paid in full. One digital product, no custom work, just a solution for someone with a real use case. And that's the unlock. You stop selling info to people who may or may not need it, and you start selling tools to people who have clients and problems to solve right now. And if you want to go deeper into this model, how to build it, who to sell it to, and how to make sales without doing calls or coaching, I'm working on an undercover project and looking for a few more people this month to try it out. It's going to walk you through this exact model in detail step by step. Just message me the word YouTube on Instagram to have the details delivered to you. Now, to help you really understand this opportunity, I'm going to break it down into 3 parts. 1, the biggest risks people run into when selling digital products. 2, the digital utility model, our framework for building high value, high use case products, and how we actually get buyers for these products without turning into a coach yourself. Most people only figure out one of these 3, but when you see how they connect, you'll understand why this model is scaling fast in 2025. Let's start with the risks, because there's a reason why so many people get stuck selling digital products. First, the barrier to entry is way too low. You can go on Etsy or Gumroad and find 500 versions of the same planner, the same ebook, the same template, just with a new font or color scheme. And if you're selling to consumers, that's your competition. They're not looking for the best, they're looking for the cheapest or what caught their attention for 3 seconds. You become a commodity literally overnight. And even if your product is good, you're stuck chasing volume to really survive. The second risk, you're selling to people who don't have a real use case. They're not running a business, they're not serving clients, they're buying your product out of curiosity, not necessity. Compare that to a coach who's trying to manage 10 to 20 clients and stay organized, or someone running a 6-figure agency who needs to onboard new clients without going crazy. They're not browsing for inspiration, they're actively searching for a solution. And if your product saves them time, helps them look more professional, or helps them keep more clients, they'll buy fast. And that's the shift. You go from selling, maybe they'll use this, to now they need this. And the best part, big platforms like OpenAI or Meta aren't coming for these niches. They're not building onboarding templates for fitness coaches. They're not creating dashboards for freelance branding experts. That means you can carve out a real lane without needing a big personal brand and without competing with tech giants. The real risk in 2025 is spending all your time selling to people who don't care, when there's a whole category of buyers who do. So let's break down the digital utility model. This is the approach we use to create digital products that coaches are actually excited to buy. First, you don't start by guessing or trying to go viral. You start with a group of people who already have a clear use case. Think fitness coaches, mindset coaches, agency owners, real estate consultants, people who are already doing the work but lacking in structure, efficiency, or organization. Then you ask one question: what are they manually doing right now that I could help them do better with a product? Maybe they're onboarding new clients through messy emails. Maybe they're tracking progress in their notes app. Maybe they're building everything from scratch for every new client. Those are the pockets where your opportunity is. You're not just selling a template for fun, you're selling something that actively solves a problem. Let me give you a real life example here. Jay built a Notion-based agency dashboard that helps coaches and service providers reduce churn, deliver better results, and stay organized. It includes all of the internal systems he uses to manage his own agency, offer creation, client tracking, SOPs, and communication templates. And he sells it for $1,497. Not because it's flashy, but because it's functional. It solves a real problem that other coaches have, and they can start using it the day they buy it. That's what makes this model powerful. You're not selling dreams, you're not selling education, you're selling a tool with an immediate job. They don't buy it to learn, they buy it to implement. And the best part, you build it once and then sell it over and over. There's no coaching, no Zoom calls, just one clean, valuable product that solves something important and works without you. So how do we get these digital products in front of coaches that will actually buy them? The process is simple, but most people skip the steps that matter. The first step is to pick a niche where people are already working with clients. If they have clients, they have pain points. And if you can solve one of those pain points with a digital product, they'll pay fast. The next step is to identify the recurring friction. Look for what they're doing manually or inconsistently. Maybe it's onboarding, client check-ins, offer positioning, reporting, content scheduling. Your digital product becomes the shortcut that solves that problem without needing to hire someone or learn another new tool. The third step is to show them what's broken. We build what we call a solution VSL. It's a short video, 2 to 5 minutes, that walks through the problem they're living in and then shows your product solving it. Step number 4 is to get traffic. Whether it's short form, long form content, meta ads, just put the offer in front of the right people. If it solves a real use case, you don't need fancy marketing. Next, respond fast. If someone opts into your forum or sends you a DM, reach out within 5 minutes. You can use a setter at scale or even an AI automation, but speed matters here because the faster you respond, the lower your lead cost is and the higher your close rate is. Step 6, don't pitch coaching, pitch the product. This is huge, and a lot of sellers mess up here. They try to turn everything into a high-touch offer with a ton of calls and extra support. But what makes this model work is that it's one time. Deliver it, and you're done. Coaches really don't want to commit to a monthly retainer, but they'll drop $500, $1,000, or even $2,000 for a product that saves them time, gets them more clients, or makes them look more legit. And once they get a result from your first product, you've opened the door for future sales without ever offering a call. So when should you shift into this model and start selling to coaches? Right now. Because just like every other digital trend, the people who move early are the ones who win big. If you wait 3 to 6 months, you'll be entering a market that's already flooded with generic systems, dashboards, and templates. But if you move now before the wave peaks, you'll stand out just by solving real problems in a clean way. And here's the best part. You don't need a big following and you don't need to be a coach. You just need to understand what they're struggling with and build a digital product that helps them solve it. That's it. The people who take action first always earn the most. And the people who wait, they end up competing on price, fighting for scraps, and wondering why things feel harder than they should. This is your moment. Coaches are everywhere. They need help, and digital utilities are how you get paid to solve their problems without ever becoming one of them. If this resonated with you and you're ready to stop selling super low ticket digital products to people who never use them and instead start selling digital tools to people who actually need them, I'm working on an undercover project and I'm looking for a few more people to try it out this month. I'm going to walk you through this model in detail step by step. This isn't some basic course or fake coaching, but how we're helping digital product sellers make the transition successfully. Message me the word YouTube on Instagram to get the details delivered to you. The opportunity is real. The timing is now. Let's build something that actually pays. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a big like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.